Live on TikTok. Welcome, Kung Fu Hour number 2. So, today I'm going to talk about wooden weapons, short range and long range, and cigarette lighters. They shouldn't be in your pocket while you're working out. No, I do not smoke, but you never know when you're going to need fire. These are chobos. For those who are familiar with Kempo, the Kempo I studied anyway, because I didn't know there was a Shaolin Kempo until like last year. I did not study Shaolin Kempo. I guess there's not much difference, but for the Kempo I studied, our weapon of choice was chobos. Alright? You're never going to do that in an actual fight. Remember that. You probably do this, probably do that, probably do that. So I'm going to show you some blocks and some strikes. I want you to understand that these are wooden weapons. I'm going to use my wooden commas as tampas. Again, I'm going to show you some blocks and strikes. Then I get one of those little sticks over there to show you bow staff stuff. Now this guy's looking funky, so we don't know how long this is going to go. And I don't have my gloves, so these things probably will fly out of my hands because if you're going to train, you should probably train with proper equipment. And if you're not a martial artist, I extenuate this disclaimer to please not try this stuff at home. Now, with the chobos, your block and your strike, it's kind of the same thing with the commas, boom, boom, boom. And the thing is I promise you this, that's some movie shit. This, possibly, but this, that's some movie shit. You're not going to get the chance to do that if you're fighting somebody who has chobos. I can almost guarantee you that boom, boom is going to be boom and boom. You're going to need your blocks. So out, out, in, out, out, in. So you got that down packed. Now you have up and down, up and down. So you have your blocks. It's the same thing as when you're learning this, you just got sticks in your hand. Alright? So having these sticks in your hand is the difference maker. However, I am not fond of weapons. Yeah, you see me use them all the time. But I'm going to be honest with you. Because no matter where you are in the world, you're not living in ancient Asia, so you're not going to be walking around Ninja Turtle strapped up. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have your chobos on you at all times. You're not going to have a lot of weapons on you at all times. So it's best to actually learn how to fight without weapons before you learn how to fight with weapons. Alright? That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to like it. But it is the truth. How many times a day do you walk around with chobos in your hand? Probably never. So let's get on with this thing. Block, strike, block, strike. If you see my footing positions, it's because once I hit here and I block, or I strike, I'm hitting a rib, so I'm stepping in. So this is going down and this is going to the next position so that I can make the next strike. Because I'm pushing him off this way, towards my left. But let's say I'm pushing him off to the right, so I'm blocking and I'm striking. When I strike on his right, he's going to my right. Alright? And I think TikTok just did something strange. I don't know what that is. I'm going to accept it. Not going to be able to do much talking while demoing. So, how are you? Anyway, when you're using chobos, your strikes, you're going to strike and you're going to strike, but you're also going to have to block. So if you're striking, you're probably going to block this way because someone else is probably coming. So if you're blocking here, you're going in. If you're blocking here, you're going out, and you're striking. Understand? So boom, boom, or boom, and boom. Or sometimes it's boom and then boom. With all of your strikes, you have to be aware that you also can get hit while being on the defensive and the offensive. Now, that's why when you see these things happen in the movies, boom, boom, that's exactly what happens in real life. That damn thing came out of my hand. So in movie purposes, when you see that, it's a movie, man. In real life, you do not want to release your weapons for any circumstances. Anybody that teaches you that this is a safe move, don't believe the hype. Because if I'm blocking and I decide to do that, they have another hand. Crack! Weapon's gone. You hang on to your weapons under all circumstances unless they cut off your fucking hands. Sorry for swearing. Boom, 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 boom. You want to do that. And boom, 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 boom. That is a no-no. The exact move would be boom, boom, get down into this position so you can still block. Strike, strike, strike again. Because this, it just looks cool. No, in real life, you're not going to get the chance. Boom, boom, boom. That would be what you would probably wind up doing. So you're blocking, boom, boom, boom. This here, not happening. I do it on habit from practicing. Do not practice that. You will get caught up doing that in a real fight and you will get your shit fucked up. Boom, boom. Here, there, you're never going to do that. Never going to do that. Boom, 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 boom. Now, if I'm making a movie, this looks cool. Boom, boom. See how it almost hit me in the face? Now you know why you don't do that shit. These are short-range weapons. I understand. Anything, I don't know what that is. I'm probably gonna regret doing that, but again, I don't know what I'm doing. Get off of that. I thought it was a wave. I'm sorry. But anyway, short-range weapons means I have to get into you. So if I'm coming in and you block and you strike and I don't block, then I'm going to sleep. That's some solid hitting right there. You get hit with one of these damn things in the neck, well, your grandchildren might feel it. You definitely going to feel it. Boom, 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 boom. These are close-range weapons. You have to get in to use these chobos. Now, the Filipino martial art, the sticks are a little longer. Maybe a lot longer. I guess it depends on which one it is. I did not take the Filipino martial art, so I can't teach you that shit. But the striking style is pretty much the same. Boom, boom. You know, if I want to block here, boom. I'm protecting my center line. If I want to block this way, I'm protecting my center line. If I'm going into this T block, now I call it a T block. I forgot what it was actually called. But for Kempo, this is also a style. So if you don't have a weapon and you're throwing a kick, but I do have a weapon, I can block it this way. I can block it this way. I can catch your foot in there and pull it and then strike under. I can pull it down and strike over, but that elbow was a little off, so that's going to look like non-effective at all. But if I catch you in an axe kick, like you're coming in, and I block with the sticks, I can step in, I can slide this way, or I can thrust this way. But again, I have to get in past your defenses. Close-range weapons are great if you can get close enough to use them. But I prefer wooden weapons because they're a lot safer to practice with. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to hurt yourself as badly. Okay, these are wooden commas. I'm going to use them as commas first, and then I'm going to use them as tonfas. Tonfas would be old school police batons for those who don't know. Block, strike, strike. Block, strike, strike. Now you just saw me do the same thing with those tonfas. Those damn chobos. So boom, boom, boom. This is not how that works. That is bullshit. It's mostly going to be boom, 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 and then you're going to come back. When you get back into your position, if you want to switch it, then you would do it that way. But you don't want to do this, boom, 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 while you're in the fight, because it's not going to work. You see how it didn't work? That can probably cut your arm, so you don't want to do that. Strike, strike, strike. You don't want to do that. You want to fight. You want to keep your weapons in your hand at all times. If you are not blocking and striking with these things, then you are striking. If you are striking, you don't want to stop striking. Now, the real ones have steel blades. That's what they're for. Slash, 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 slash. You're in a fucking slashing fit. You want to strike this way? Slash, slash. You can do that. No one ever said that your commas had to be like this or like this. You want to do it this way? You can do that. Commas are very optional with how you choose to hold them. You know, there's no specific set. Let me rephrase that, because people are going to come at me now. What I should have said was, I was not taught a specific set of how to hold my commas. Alright? But I was taught that I don't do this. It got stuck. I was taught not to do that, for the simple fact that the real ones, the blades, I cut off my arm. I dropped my weapon. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep that shit legit. Boom. You know, I blocked and I struck. I blocked and I struck. You want to get in and get out. That's what these things are for. They are not made for long range unless you got the ones with the rope where you can throw them and bring them back. I don't think they still exist. But for all medicinal purposes, these are practice commas. Boom. You know, you can practice with these things all day. Now, what you can do in practice that you can't do in fighting is this. See how I turned the angle on that? If you're fighting and you grab it and you cut, and you pull out, then you switch your angle. And then you come back. Because in the midst of battle, the chance of you pulling it off successfully is slim. Now, for movie purposes, that look cool. But is it effective? Block, strike, strike. Now, see how I caught it in my arm? It's a bad make. You get messed up doing that shit. So don't do that shit. You're training with wooden ones, it's fine, because you're training. But in real life, you gotta understand how you train. Sometimes it's how you fight. So you don't want to do that because you're gonna cut the shit out of your arm. Now see, it messes it up every time. I have not done this perfect yet. And when I stop training them as commas, they'll be probably when I roll the damn thing right. So here, strike, 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 strike. Now for your blocks. My dumb ass forgot blocks. No one on TikTok reminded me that I probably should start off with blocks. High, cut. High and cut. Low and cut. Medium and cut. Now all your blocks and strikes are with these pretty much at the same time. Because if you're blocking and someone has a blade, you're blocking, but you also have a blade. So if you're slicing up and they miss, you gouge them in the throat. Boom. Now you see your next move. Now you're ripping out because commas are really sharp. Boom, boom. Every time you swing a comma, you are swinging it with bad intentions out of the hope that you connect. Now also remember, I don't know if these things can really cut through armor, which is another reason why you have to get close, because it's the force behind the blade, not the sharpness of the blade. Boom, 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 boom. You know, soon. That there? No. So you want to fight this way? Slice, slice, block, slice. That's different than you trying to do this and then get it to this part, where you can turn it this way and go that way. No, you're going to get hurt. So you don't do that. You want to practice holding it this way. Yeah, so you got it down here. So you can block and then cut. That's a different make, you know, versus, you know, you want to do this and then swing it around and do that. No, you don't want to do that. Even when you train it, eventually you're probably going to try that shit, even though I've told you not to. You're probably going to try it, but don't do it. But if you're going to do it, I'm not being held responsible. But you're blocking your strike. Remember that this has a blade. This is your striking blade, but this is also your striking blade. Understand how that works? Now we're going to make these magically turn into tonfas. I'm kidding, I don't have magic powers. But tonfa's position is this. Now, as I like to say, because tonfas are awesome, I don't have my own, but these are pretty good simulation. When you're doing your tonfas, you still need your blocks. So you have your high front, your high left, and your low left to your medium. So that's like 4 blocking positions right there. And it's pretty much the same thing as when your hands are in this position, and you go here, and then you go here, and then if you go here, and you strike, you want to go here, and you strike, yeah, you'll get the picture. A low block, it's the same thing as you did with the tonfas, the same thing you would do with the commas. Boom. Now you can go here, or you can go there, but you started with this low block. Now I don't go inside to outside. Every person that does, they're better than me. That's because I don't want to hit my ribs. See how your range of motion goes there? If I'm too close, I'm going to hit my own rib. We don't want to do that. Someone's not teaching you properly. If you're hitting your rib trying to extend the weapon, then you're either weapon is too big or it's too small, or your arm is too close and you are fucking yourself up. You don't want to do that. So block, boom. You know, block, boom, boom, boom. 9 times out of 10, if you block somebody and they're throwing a front kick, when you come down with that tonfa and you hit their shin or any part of their body, it's pretty much going to hurt them. So if you block, you can get a kick off. But you probably don't really have to. Because once you hit them with this, you can just rock that. That's much more simpler than getting that kick off. Boom. Boom. And you guys can see how much easier that was. Boom is right there versus boom versus the kick. So I fucked that up. Let's try it again. Boom, there, boom, there. Now you can do whichever one you want, but simply logically putting, boom and boom is right there. Plus it's a weapon. You're getting momentum. You turn when you hit them. Plus they're already hurt because you jammed it on their foot or whatever they were kicking at. So you jammed it. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Wasn't bullets though. Boom, boom, boom. It's not the same as boom and then do. But see, if you're here, you can go there, and I just dropped it, so I have to come out with this one. But it all depends on what your situation is and your fighting style. Tonfas are not difficult to work. You just have to know first body positioning. All right, you have to know how it works going out, how it works going out that way. All right. So when it's this close to your body, that's too close. You better be blocking. Boom, boom. If they're this close and you're not blocking, you're gonna get kicked in the tonfa. It's gonna hit you in the ribs or wherever your body position it is. So you get your block straight. Boom, 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 boom. Same thing. You just gotta get your blocks right. Your blocks are very fucking important. Anyone who tells you blocking is not important, they don't know jack. The first thing you should probably learn with a weapon is how to block before you learn how to strike. No one's gonna agree with me there. That's fine. But if you're coming at me and I try to strike and you see the weapon and you move, now I'm out of range. I just got hit in the face. Because instead of me blocking the attacker, I tried to aggressively swing. And the attacker jumps back. My swing's gone past. Now all they have to do is step up. Boom. I'm there. So, boom, I'm going down. Fuck that shit. He's coming at me. Boom. Boom. Or, boom. Now, I did 2 kicks versus 1 this time. 2 kicks might have been more effective. It might have been necessary. It just depends on your attacker. But 9 times out of 10, when someone's throwing a kick, and you throw a block down with a tonfa on your arm, you're going to fuck them up. So depending on what part of their body this thing makes contact with, they're going to know it, you're going to know it. But they're going to know it more. And this block and strike is a lot simpler than this and that. Plus, they'll probably already be hurt, which means they might already be bending into the position for you to strike. So if they're in that position for you to strike, don't use your legs. You already have the weapon. It's right there. Boom. Now, before I go get the bow staff and end this live, first and foremost, you can jab with these. All right? Jab and then strike. Jab and then strike. You don't have to take it back like I did. That's a force of habit. Boom. That's my habit. Boom. Still my habit. I'm going to do it every freaking time. So don't do that. Boom. Boom. If I'm going to just jab, boom, boom, boom. Or instead of jabbing at all, you just sling that damn tonfa out there. Boom. Now again, I don't do inside to outside. I do outside to inside. Everyone has their own preference. But outside to inside, boom. That's coming down. Now look at it go up. I don't feel comfortable there. Comfort is important to me. Might not be important to you. Now, here you go. If the scenario is real, you're going to use what works. So, if I'm coming up with an uppercut, I can block whatever they're throwing, and I can go this way and try not to catch myself in the chin, or I can go this way. The safer bet is when I come up here, is that I want to get back into position. Instead of trying to be superhero, come up here and then do this. Because if I do this, and I catch myself with the tonfa, I'm going to sleep. That guy that I'm fighting ain't even got to lose. Because I've knocked myself out. Like literally. So if you're going to fight, boom, boom, you're going to get back into position before you open up the tonfa. Alright? Now a lot of people are going to come at me for that, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you've never hit yourself with a fucking weapon while training, you are one blessed SOB. If you have hit yourself while you were training, then you know what I just said is correct. Because if you go out, you have a less chance of colliding with your body. When you come in, you have a better chance of colliding. So if I block and do this, there's a good chance that I'm going to hit myself. Versus if I block and do this weapon is going outward. It's not coming inward where it's coming at me and then going out. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't specify when they are teaching you weapons. They're like, boom, come this way, boom, go that way. And that's fine if you're comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. So if I teach you, boom, boom, or just come out with the weapon instead of even bothering with the jab, wham, that's going to work a whole lot better. Plus it gives you distance to get your enemy, even though these are close range weapons. It'll give you enough distance because it's your arm times the length of the damn top right there. So, boom, when you're hitting them, the weapon's hitting them, and all you did was extend your arm. But if you want to hit them with the jab in the butt of the tonfa, boom, 9 times out of 10, automatic reflexes will probably kick in, so you'll jab it and come back. It's going to be hard to jab it and keep it out there. At least it is for me. So if I'm going to jab it, or if I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to do it. So I'm just going to throw the weapon out there. Excuse me. I'm going to extend the weapon in the process of throwing the punch versus punch and then jab. Because 9 times out of 10, if I jab, my automatic reflexes from training will automatically just make me pull that bitch back. Now, if you jab and you come this way, I'm not comfortable with that. Let me state it again. I'm not comfortable with that. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Now, remember, how you swing this thing is in the projected way of you want your target to go. So if you're coming out, you want your target to go that way. That also gives you a chance to reposition yourself. So you're coming, boom. Now I reposition myself. I can thrust. I can get this back into position. I can launch this one. Or I can launch it this way. Or I can launch it this way. Again, I'm not comfortable with that. But, you're going to figure out what works for you. And when you do, you'll figure out what doesn't work for you at the same damn time. Now we have some stick punch. I just walk through a spider web. First, I'm a short guy. I am 5'3.5". This is not, and neither is this. Alright, so we're going to work with the speed stick first. You're not going to do that because that's what happens when you show off. This is how you're going to work this staff while training. You're going to strike. You're going to block. You're going to block. Your central line, boom, 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 boom. Because every time you see this in a movie, it's the first thing y'all want to do. You shall not pass. I'm going to work this stick. Boom, boom. Okay? 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the chance to do that. Not with somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. Somebody's coming at you with a bow staff, you got to keep that shit simple. You can go from the ground, as you can see. This is planted. Boom, boom. My hand is also blocking. Just in case this gets passed, I can block whatever's over here. But I'm crossing my body, so that's a bad make. So, boom, I'm repositioning so that I can set myself up. So, boom, boom, I can strike there. Boom, I can strike there. And 9 times out of 10, like when you see those guys stick fighting like this, boom, 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 that's more realistic than seeing me do this. Because I can almost guarantee you, whoever I'm fighting with the other stick is probably not going to let me do that. When I get up here, they'll probably strike here. And I'm too busy showing off up here trying to be Shitara. And next damn thing I know, I'm cracked in the wrist because I was trying to be a badass and do this shit. No. There are a lot of different ways to defend yourself with the bow staff. This never actually has to be one. If you're getting ready to fight, you're here. The tips of these sticks are all your opponent's really going to see. You're not going to be doing all this. That this shit looks look cool in the movies. It really does. When somebody's swinging this bitch, boom, boom, you're going to be blocking. And if you get the chance to counter, you're going to have to take it. Boom, boom. But if your stick is not in the right position, you won't be able to counter. So if they're going long range, clack, clack, that's great. But this is a better block. Boom, boom. Because I'm letting the stick be my central line. Boom, 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 boom. This stick is keeping me from getting hit by your stick. And let's say you're swinging this way. So you're coming at this side. I'm over here. I've banged that. So unless you hit my hands, I still got my weapon. Understand? Now, you've seen this in the movies, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. but you're not going to do that. Now, you can do that shit in training. You can do that shit in training all day. I do that shit in training. But I also know that in reality, when somebody starts swinging the stick, or swinging those chobos, or tampas, they're swinging for the fences. They're not playing with you. It's not going to be some shit where you're Donatello and I'm Shredder. They're not going to do that shit. Your shit's pretty much going to be block, block, strike. You know, switch the angle, block, block, strike. If I want to block and then thrust, block and then thrust. Block and then thrust. Block, thrust. That's where this comes in. And this comes in. And this comes in. Now, if you need momentum, you're not going to do that. You're going to do everything but that turnaround part. Because boom, 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 it's fine. That, you're taking up too much time. So when they're coming and they sidestep, bam, you just struck them. Because they got about right here. If a person gets past this much of your stick, you're in trouble. They're no longer using their stick as their possibility for what it is. Alright? And plus, your hands. If you've ever fought with sticks and had your hands racked, then you know what I'm talking about. Because when you go here and here, that's pretty much your main strikes. You can go boom, boom, and there, and you'll be fine. But you're also going to have to block. And if your stick is this long, you're in good shape, versus if your stick is over there, and that's a heavier stick, so you're going to have to do more shit. Boom, I block. Boom, I block. Now I got to work on how am I going to get into your defenses, because just like me, you have a stick. So that you can see, my arm times stick is my safety. Alright? So from there, you can see, anywhere I step, I can do all kinds of things with this stick. Now the reality of that is really simple. If I'm swinging my stick and you hit my hand with your stick, I'm probably going to release one of my hands from this damn stick. A lot of things that they neglect to teach you in martial arts, which is why I say this all the time. It's better to be able to fight without a weapon before you ever pick one up. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to work for me versus this. Ready? Boom. Yeah, that shit looks cool. For TV, for movies. The reality is, if you can pull that and hit somebody, and not get fucked up, you're badass. Very few of them exist. This is my big stick. I am 5'3.5". You saw how fast I worked that? Not gonna happen with this. Alright? So, let's kick it up. Sometimes that doesn't work the way you see it in the movies. Let's try it again. You see the angle that it came in, because that's the heavier side of the stick? It almost will always go to the heavier side of the stick. Enough said, and I use my other leg. Now, again, my arm times the length of this stick is my safety. So if I got like a ton of people, and it's a movie, I can do this, and just swing that bitch all day. Anybody coming in at me is gonna get wood. Which is reality, because I can still do that without having to really lower my eyes to anybody. Because I can just swing it like this all damn day long. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna hit the first 5 people. This bitch is heavy. I promise you, I might hit the first 5 people. Now I might get one of those acrobatics on bitches, so when I swing and hit his brothers, he might flip over that bitch. No, he's not gonna Ranma or Dragon Ball Z, land on this bitch, run down there and kick me in the face. Because if that was to happen, this stick's out here, he's running at me, he's on the stick. I'll drop the stick. You know, you can't run on a stick that's not in the air. But in doing that, I also lost my weapon. Sacrifices, y'all. Sacrifice. This motherfucker's a little bit harder to block with because it's so big. So, you have to learn how to adapt. So, block, strike, block, block. Now my blocks have to get bigger because the stick is heavier and it is bigger. So, guy comes behind me, boom, I have to block. Guy comes in front, I gotta block. Over there, boom, 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 boom. Those are going to be some things that you can possibly do. Those are going to be things that I don't recommend that you do. First off, if I got this much stick, I better be able to use it. So when you're coming, boom, boom. This damn thing's heavy. I have to end this fight quickly. I am not the Monkey King. This bitch does not extend. It extends when I extend it. Again, I'm not the Monkey King. This is the size of a small monkey stick. This is not the size of a big monkey stick. For those who do the monkey stick, you guys know the drill. You know, boom, boom. Okay? Yeah, I had a little practice. I am not Yin Yang Man though. He's way better at the climb and perch. Alright? Now also, when you climb and perch, you drop, and you'll be down here in this style, and then you're here, and you're here, and I'm slow, so here you go, here, boop, 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 boop. You see how hard it is to work this bitch? Well, that's because this isn't a monkey stick. This is just a big ass damn tree that I cut down out of the woods. It's bamboo though. So, you're not gonna do all that. This is a lot of work right there, just spinning this bitch around. Boom, 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 boom. Notice I didn't really leave my spot because the reality is, this bitch is heavy. Alright? You gotta understand your weight variable with your weapon too. This is a long range weapon for a reason. Long range. From here, I got you did the rights. And as I said before, if you get past my full extended arm and you're right here at this knot, I'm in deep shit. Because somewhere I screwed up. So if I did this and you leaped over it and engaged it, and you got to this knot right here, somebody's about to get a victory and it ain't me. Now I hope I taught you guys something. So I'm going to stop the live and stop the video. Probably gonna get commented on it, but I'm gonna make another video about martial arts. Also, go to my YouTube channel, Kung Fu Havoc #2, to see other things that I do. I want to thank you guys for being here. Hey brother, I want to do a martial art rant because of the title, and I didn't want to offend people. But if you guys want me to stay, I'll just go ahead and stay and hit the record button again. Because a dude came across my FYP and he made a valid point, and I'm guilty of it, so I might as well make the goddamn video. I'm gonna stay live. Screw it.